hard for them to respect their elders. Now, Paul is writing this once he didn't got a little older. Once he didn't got a little older and he see what he didn't see when he was younger. In other words, the older you get, the more you'll see and understand life a little better. The old folks used to say, just keep on living. And sometimes my grandmother would say, by and by. See, if you just keep on living, the things you don't understand that your parents told you, the elders told you, that the old folks have told you, you'll understand. Just keep on living. But the problem is now young folks are dying off at an early age. So they don't never get a chance to understand what some of the older folks was trying to teach them. A lot of times, we find ourselves complaining about every little thing and saying that the devil is mad. See, every time something happens in our life, every time something goes wrong, first thing we want to say is the devil is mad. Well, I got a question to ask you. When has a time you haven't seen him mad? What I mean, he know he can't go to heaven, so he always mad. He ain't never happy. So he ain't just get mad because something happened to you. Just because things didn't go right in your life, they didn't make him mad. He was already mad. What happened in your life has nothing to do with his attitude. Ooh, Jesus. Somebody gonna get this. And see, when that happens, we say things like, oh, they just jealous of us. Or they just don't like us. They just mad because I can do what they can't do. See, when you get upset for no unapparent reason, it seems like the devil is on you. You know more people get upset in church than any other place? More people get upset in the church house. Because in the church house, they think everything's supposed to be perfect. They think everything's supposed to be hunky-dory, as they say. They think everything's supposed to be okay. They think everybody in here is supposed to love them like God. Ain't nobody in here God. Ain't nobody going to treat you like God. Ain't nobody going to talk to you like God. And ain't nobody definitely going to love you like God. Because you got people in church just like you. Stubborn, hateful, attitude, go off at a drop of a dime. Everybody in here's got those attitudes. We can go off anytime. Okay. See, when I talk about how we are, I'm talking about me too. When I'm talking about how we are, you get upset. And so when you come to church, you got people just like you in the church. So then when you get upset when people don't treat you like you think they should treat you because they're in the church. They in the church because they like you, they need help too. Everybody in here needs some type of help. Everybody in here done some wrong, got some. So can't nobody look at you because everybody in here got something they covering up. Coming to church, worry about people looking at me. They got their own problem. You ain't that important that people that look at you and stir their nose at you, worry about what you doing, thinking about you, preaching on you, talking about you. Ain't nobody worried about you. They got problems. That's why they're in here. And so you come into church, they got attitude. The attitude may not be with you. The attitude will be with them because they got some problems. They had to get up, and their spouse didn't act right. Their kids didn't act right. Their job ain't acting right. Their boss ain't acting right. They got a lot of things that's not acting right. They come to church, they already mad. And then they run into you. You mad. Now y'all both mad. Oh, come on. But you know what? It's just I. It's just I. It's just me. Lord, help me, Jesus. Whew. A lot of times, we get upset at work when our boss get on to us. Talking about the devil mad because I got a job. No, the boss mad because you ain't doing your job. You underperforming. See, we go to work and we do just enough to get by. We're going to extend our breaks. Okay. I'm the only one. I understand. We're going to do just enough to get by. And then when you get called for it, your boss get on to it for it. First thing we're going to do is so-and-so, then come back to break. Well, I'm not talking to, I'm talking to you. I'm not talking to so-and-so. You're the one I'm talking about. Don't. And a lot of times your boss get on to you because he sees a greater potential in you. Okay. I'm getting ahead of myself, so y'all pushing me. Y'all pushing me. Let me slow it down a little bit. See, at school, you may feel like your teachers are picking on you. You might not see it now because you just want your way. And you feel like you're not doing anything for them to pick on you about. But your teacher see what you don't see at times, which is your potential to be greater than you know. And a lot of times, even though you hang with the wrong crowd, they still see your potential. And yeah, they're going to get you in trouble because they want you to straighten up. They get you in trouble on purpose for you to turn right. Because they let you continue going down that path, then your life ain't going to be about nothing. So some teachers care about you while they get you in trouble. They ain't going to get you in trouble if they don't care about you. They'll let you keep doing what you're doing. They'll let you keep going the wrong way. You only get on to people that you feel they're going to do better. They got a better chance. Okay. Let me move on. The Bible tells me that God chases those he loves. He get on to those he loves. Why he going to get on somebody he don't love, that he don't care, that already made their mind up that they hell bound? Why don't keep fooling with you? And you done made your mind up that you ain't going to be no better, you ain't going to do no better. Why do I keep wasting my time with you? I'm going to waste my time and focus on somebody that going to do better. See what I'm saying? That's what's going on. That's what's going on right there. We got to do better. Sometimes God has to come in your life and shake some things up. Sometimes God has to beat something out of us to get us to do what he asks. Whew, thank you, God. So today, so I'm here today to tell you, as Peter was telling the church, you are under attack. I'm going to tell you right now that you are under attack. Your adversary, your enemy, the devil, as a roaring lion, walks about, seeing whom he can devour. Satan is pacing throughout your mind. See, Satan is pacing, and he's placing thoughts in your mind that repeat themselves over and over. That's why when you get in the mirror, you don't like what you see, because he's walking as a lion. He's trying to devour you from the inside out. So you look in the mirror and you say, I don't like what I see. You feel like you're worthless. You feel like you don't look the part. You don't dress the part. You don't sound right. A lot of us mad at the way that we sound, the way that we speak, the way that we pronounce our words. And so Satan will play on that, and he keep putting that thought. So when you're talking to people or talking in front of someone, the first thought comes to your mind is, how do I sound? How do I look? He's walking as a lion roaring, seeing who he can devour. He put misunderstanding in your past. And when he put misunderstanding, when people get on to you for no apparent reason, and you get the feeling like you just can't do nothing right, the first thought Satan brings up is suicide. You ain't worth living. People would be better off if you wasn't here. See, he's destroying you. He's devouring you from the inside out. He put all these things in your mind. That's what he do. He put all these things in your mind. These thoughts of your cares and your anxieties. This is where Peter kind of hangs out for a while on these cares and anxieties. Most of the time, Satan will use your cares, your anxieties against you. This is where Satan tried to manifest. This is where he want to stay at. This is where he want to get in and try to build something there with things that you focus on. See, what you focus on most is your cares, your anxieties. That's why the Bible tells us to cast all your cares upon him, for he cares for you. Now, this is how the devil attacked us. But the thing about this attack, it's not an ambush. See, Satan, he don't sneak up on nobody. It says that he's as a roaring lion, right? If the lion roaring, how is he sneaking up on you? It's not no ambush. He give you a warning. The Bible says in Proverbs 16 and 18, pride goes before destruction, and a hardened spirit before fall. Other words, warning comes before destruction. So why do we act surprised when we find ourselves struggling? Why do we act surprised when we find ourselves going through a difficult situation? Why do we act surprised when things seem harder than we expect them to be? And we act like it was a surprise, like there was no warning. The Bible tells us in verse 8, your adversary, the devil, your enemy, the very one that is after you, he is a roaring lion. Most of the time, everyone can hear him, but the one that's going through. Everybody hear that lion, but the one that is going through. It's not that we don't hear it. It's just he's in our face, roaring so loud that we become petrified, not able to move from what we are in, from the pressure, the pride that we have that allowed to come upon us. I want you to think about it like this for a moment. If you was facing a roaring lion or any type of animal like this, the first thing you're going to do is what? Run. You're going to run, right? You know, you're in the jungle somewhere, you're running around, and you hear the lion, you're taking off. You see a snake or a spider or a mouse, you taking off. Some of us see a dog, we gone. It ain't got to be no lion, it can be any kind of animal. I got to keep Herman under wraps because he almost came out for a second. So I got to keep it. He almost said some stuff. Calm down there. Just keep it quiet, Herman. You let the bishop talk right now. You get to saying some stuff out there ain't got no business saying. Lay dormant. But Peter don't tell us to run. Peter don't tell us to run from the lion, do he? He say humble. Humble yourself. Peter don't say run, he say humble yourself. I know some are saying, well, Pastor, how do we hear the lion roaring? Or how come we don't hear it then? Well, let me tell you why you don't hear it. Let me tell you that you're hearing it, but you ain't paying no attention to it. See, when people who love you, I ain't talking about people that don't care about you. I'm talking about people that love you and care about your well-being. That's concerned about everything in your life. Those certain people, that's what I'm talking about. So when they come and tell you that certain people in your life, certain things you're doing is not good for you, that's when the lion is roaring. See, because they can hear it. They can see that no good person in your life. They can see what you're doing going to cause some problem later on. They hear the lion in your life roaring, but you want to do what you want to do because you don't see no problem with them right now. Them my friends. They okay, but you go to jail where your friends at. You call mama and them to put things on your book. Oh, come on now. You can't make your house payment, your car payment. You call them mama them. You ain't got nothing to eat. You going to old family house to eat. I remember I did the same. I did that. I ain't had no food. I went to all my auntie houses. I went to all their houses. I didn't skip not damn one of them. Francine, Cuby, Charlene, I went to all of them houses. Sting, I'm stopping by every house. Give me something. Okay. But those same people that you go get help from, when they trying to warn you about somebody, trying to warn you, then you want to dismiss them. You want to say things like, stay out my business. I'm grown. You all up in mine now. You so grown, take care of your business when you need help. Come on. All right. See, Herman, come on. Come on now. I'm just saying. The line is ruining your life. You can't hear they trying to tell you that sooner or later you're going to be in some trouble. Things about to come up. This person ain't no good for you, but you're steady being with. Things happen to you in relationship. You crying, you run back home. And if they say something about the person that you're with, you're going to get mad. And find yourself right back with them, treating you the same old way. Okay, let me move on. Y'all looking at me like I'm crazy. You want to go out and do what you want to do. You want to drop the kids off at the house somewhere. That's how you got them the first time. Come on now. Herman, come on. I'm trying to keep Herman out the way. I'm trying to walk light. I'm just saying. Grandparents know about this. And like we the parents. We the grandparents. Okay. Oh, Jesus. You go get things that you can't afford because you're trying to keep up what they call the Joneses. Talking about you got a couple $100. A couple $100? Can you ask? How can you go tell somebody, can you cash ask me $200? Cash ask me $200. Cash ask supposed to be for $5 and $6, $10, $20 max. Then, Herman, I'm trying to keep Herman out the way. You know, kids be talking about, let me use your credit card, put that on my account. What the? The line wrong. That line, he wrong. That line, he just acting a fool. I said, what that line doing? What he doing now? Come on here. You speaking. That line wrong. He wrong. He wrong. He acting up. That line, he wrong. He wrong. I hear. Did y'all hear? Okay. I thought I was the only one hearing. I thought I was the only one. Let me say. Oh, just a minute. I'm just saying I heard it. I was surprised y'all still sitting. Man. And so when you hear that line roaring, instead of running, let me tell you how you run spiritually and physically. See, how you run is when you talk back to the one that's telling you about the line that's wrong. When you get negative and hateful with the person that's trying to help you. Now that's running. Because you're not listening, so you're running. Okay, okay. Man, y'all don't want to hear this. Let me move on. I'm sorry. Let me move on because y'all don't want to hear what Lord is trying to. Okay. Instead of us humbling and listening to what people tell us that the line is wrong, you know what we do? We go off. Get mad and go off. That's what we do. But Peter tells us in verse 6, put verse 6 up there. Oh, you got it up there for me. Humble yourself, therefore, under the mighty hand of God, that he might exalt you in due time. In order for us to come out of what we're in, we're going to have to, and we must humble ourselves. It was with a mighty hand of the Lord that the children of Israel crossed the Red Sea and came out of Egypt. See, the line was roaring when Moses went there, and he had to do all these miracles just to get them to hear the line roaring. And it was with a mighty hand that they came out through the Red Sea. And with the mighty hand, that's what's going to bring us out, the mighty hand of the Lord. Let me tell you about this mighty hand. I got three things to talk about this mighty hand. The first thing the mighty hand means. The first thing, y'all need to write this down, somebody. The first thing the mighty hand of the Lord means is God has a plan. See, I know you got your own plans. I know you already know what you want to do in life. And some of us in here don't want to be in here today. Some of us got an attitude right now. And God talking to you because you got an attitude. See, when you got an attitude, you don't scare nobody. All you do is make yourself look foolish. Our attitude never scared nobody. Hell wants your attitude. Hell like attitude. Hell like hard-headed kids, hard-headed people, hard-headed adults. Hell love attitude. Keep your attitude because hell is waiting on you. Getting mad when somebody tell you something, keep that. Hell they got room for you. Like we said, we got room at the altar. Hell got room for you. So get mad. Catch your attitude. Sit there with a mean mug on your face. Who cares? You ain't hurting nobody. You ain't bothering nobody. I'm going to live on. Everybody else going to move on. You stuck in your attitude. You can't have a good time. You're not enjoying yourself because you mad. I'm enjoying myself so you can sit there, look mad, and I'm happy. That's why I said, if you don't mind. Sure. I'm going to have a good time. It don't matter to me how you look. Hell got every look you want. It's not a look you can do that hell don't got. That's a good one. It's not a look you can do that hell don't got. He even got the smile from one that lying like they love God. Smile in your face, stab you in the back. He got those smiles down there. Okay. Well, I'm telling you, boy. I think we have a combination of Herman and Bishop here today. They're going to be going back and forth. Because somebody acting crazy. When you act crazy, you make Herman come out. And Herman don't care how you look. Herman don't care about your attitude. Herman just don't. He going to tell you how he feel. Sister Sheila said Herman ain't got no filter. Now, Bishop be caring. Bishop ease it on in there. But Herman call you a lie. You just lie. I ain't got time for you to lie. You ain't no good. You ain't going to act right. Sir. I mean, Bishop be like, we can work with him. That'd be all right. Herman like, forget it. They ain't trying to help themselves. I ain't helping them. But Bishop be like, we got to work with them now. They got a soul. That's it. But the first thing that means, the mighty hand of God, the first thing means that he has a plan. And I know you got your own plan, what you want to do in life, what you want to become. But let me tell you right now, God's plan is better than your plan. So a lot of times when you're younger, you can't see what God is doing. But the older you get, the better you start to see God's plan in your life. That's why Peter is writing this now, because he didn't got up in age. See, he didn't see it. You remember Peter? Peter, when he didn't see it, they talking about in Sunday school. He talking about, I ain't with him. He denied God 3 times. You got me confused. You better get on with this. After that rooster crowed 3 times. Then he was like, that song say, it's me, oh Lord. Standing in need of prayer. it's me, oh Lord. See, somebody waiting on that rooster. See, some of us, we keep doing what we big and bad enough to do until that rooster crow. When that rooster crow, it's going to let you know you ain't big as bad as you thought you were. Everybody can be broken somehow. You big and bad till you can't be big and bad no more. It's places to hold big and bad people. You got the grave, you got jail, and you got hell. One of them three can get you. Okay. I'm telling you. And when you can get out of jail and straighten up. But when you get in that grave in hell, it's over with. Ain't the straightness up. You went in crooked, you're going to wake up crooked. The Bible says you lift up their eyes. You look around, everything dark, and you're hot. Tormented. With your attitude. You really, the old song, I don't want to be a player no more. You're like, I don't want this attitude no more. I don't want it no more. I just want to be happy with life. I mean, man, I'm just saying, I don't want it no more. Okay. This is why Peter started off in verse 5. Likewise, you younger, submit yourself unto the elder. Younger ain't always talking about children, but younger in Christ. A lot of times you get in church, think you know more than the ones that have been in church for a while. You try to tell them what they're talking about. You got to submit, you got to learn some things. Because you ain't read a few scripture, you think you know it all? Okay. Okay. I'm just saying. Peter let us know. In verse 1 up there, he said, as an elder himself, and he has been seen some things in his walk. See, as you walk through this life, it's some things you're going to start seeing. It's some things you done saw that younger people haven't seen. It's some things that the kids in this church that been in here from the beginning, they done seen some things that some people just coming in. They might be older, but these young kids are, no, you better not do that up in here. They ain't seen something. So that they are elders to the younger ones, the people just coming in. Some of the older teenagers and stuff, they are elder to the older folks that's coming in from the streets that don't know God. Okay. I'm an elder, and I got people in here older than me. Okay. See, so a lot of times we don't want to listen to kids. If the child telling you right is right, no matter who mouth is coming out of. So when God tell you in Jeremiah 29:11, for I know the thoughts, the plan to give you peace, to give you hope, to give you a future, you just got to humble yourself under the mighty hand of the Lord. Now, the second thing this mighty hand means is provision. The provision of God. See, provision of God is where things multiply. When you look at what you have, there's not enough. Under the mighty hand of God, it's enough. I mean, anybody watch Friday? When Smokey Mama gave him that $1, told him to go to the store, she was giving it to him with a mighty hand, talking about make it enough. Tell me, this ain't enough. Make it enough. See, when you ain't got enough, the mighty hand of God will make it enough. You remember when they had them 2 fish and 5 loaves of bread? It wasn't enough, but the mighty hand of God made it enough. You might ain't got enough money in your bank account, but God can make it enough. See, he ain't got to multiply your money, but he can multiply your favor. So you go to the store and you can't pay for it, somebody behind you will pay for it for you. They'll make it enough. You ain't got enough, they'll make it enough. You might be almost out of gas, and you trying to get somewhere. God said he'll make it enough to get where you need to get. Make it enough. My God. He'll multiply the provision, the mighty hand of God. So you when walking into an interview, and you feel like you ain't got enough qualification, God will make it enough. They'll give you a job, and they got this thing they got now called on-the-job training. Oh, my God. He'll make it enough. Look at somebody and say, he'll make it enough. They ain't want to hear you. Turn to your other neighbor because that neighbor ain't paying no attention. He'll make it enough. So remember this. Whatever you put in the hand of God will multiply. So whatever you are locking in, place it in the hand of God. I don't care if your strength, your money, whatever it is, he'll make it enough. You know, you running around, you might be sad right now. Place your sadness and turn it to joy. You're like, well, I ain't got nothing to be happy about. God makes something to be happy about. Think about your life. Somebody want life. Somebody want to walk like you. Somebody be happy to have your weight because they ain't got no weight because they ain't eating no food. You trying to lose it, they trying to gain it. They trying to pick up everything you putting down. Somebody going to get there later on. They ain't ate in a couple of days. You eat every day. Wasting food. Garbage can, got to throw it out because you got so much food and it stinks in the house. You got to take it outside. Wait, okay. We the only one waste food in our family, I guess. Hey, all y'all eat all y'all food. Waste food. How many go out to eat and then always going to get a carry-out box and don't never eat the carry-out box when you get home? They have the carry-out box that be at home. Carry-out box gets all the way to. Just leave it there. I'm taking this. I'm going to eat this later. Ain't no eating later. Oh, man. I'm just saying. Now, the third thing that the mighty hand do, the third thing is the protection of God. Now, Peter can tell you this because he knows firsthand about the protection of God. See, let me tell you, Peter was walking on water. And I got a little illustration. It's going to come up here. Y'all saw it. Peter was walking on water. And all of a sudden, he got to looking at everything, and all of a sudden, he began to sink, right? And God reached down. Jesus reached down and grabbed him with that mighty hand, brought him back up on the water. The Bible didn't say he carried him, did it? The Bible said he brought him back up on the water. And they both walked back to the boat on the water. So Peter continued to walk on the water. Now, when Peter began to sink, the Bible tells us that he cried out because he was afraid. And then the Bible says immediately, if you read that in Mark 14, it's going to say immediately Jesus caught him. Now let's look at that for a moment. Jesus reached out and caught him. Right? See, Peter was walking towards Jesus, right? It never told us that Jesus was walking towards Peter, right? It said Peter was walking towards Jesus. So when Jesus heard Peter cry, Jesus reached out and caught him by the hand. Right there is our problem. You know why that's a problem right there? Because a lot of us, including me, we crying out, Jesus reaching out, but we ain't close enough on the ground. We ain't close enough to him to... Somebody will get that. See, you crying out, God, I need help with this, I need help with that. You crying out about your problem, your family, your children, your husband, your wife, your job, your money. You crying out, but you ain't close enough to him for him to reach out and pull you back up. You're too far away. You got to walk towards him. You got to get closer to... You got to get closer enough for him to reach you. The song say, walk with thee. Walk with me. Oh, y'all understand that. So you got to walk with him. And see, when you walk with somebody, that means you're close to him. Some of us, we know Jesus, but we don't want to walk with Jesus. Because we don't want to do what it takes to be with. Mm-mm-mm-mm. So in order for Jesus to protect us, we got to stay close enough for him to do it. You know how sometimes, tell people, you tell kids or people to get behind you because you try to protect them. Well, they way over there, they can't get behind you. Ain't no protection. So he said, get up under his wing. Get in his shadow. So you got to be in the shadow of Jesus. You got to be up under his wing. You got to be close enough to him that he can protect you. But if you're too far away from him, you come every now and then, you ain't got too far from him. If you read every now and then, you too far. If you pray every now and then, you too far. Okay. Y'all don't want to get close. That's okay. See, the problem is not that we sink. The problem isn't that we have problems. The problem isn't that we sin. The problem is that we're not close enough when we do it. You got to be like Donna Ross. Reach out and touch somebody's hand. Make this world a better place if you can. But if you're too far out, you ain't going to make nothing. I can't reach out and touch it. I'm struggling to touch it. I'm reaching. But you're too far. I can't touch nobody. Jesus, I hear him, but what is that? Help me. Help Jesus. Help. Jesus, God, you hear that? God, I heard it last week. The Holy Spirit, see how they came back? The Holy Spirit say, when God sued, I heard it last month. They were crying about that same situation. I ain't got close to him yet. God said, well, we're in the same spot. We where they left us, right? They dropped us right here where they got with that one guy. She left. He left me last week for that girl over there. What? When he tried to get that money the wrong way, well, he left me over here on the job because he left his job and started doing that over there. Oh, man, he did. Jesus, I'm still where I was at when he left me. All you got to do is come back and pick me back up. Oh, man. Somebody going to get there. See, in all my years of preaching and teaching, I learned that God will allow you to fall low enough to let you know that you need him. But he'll raise you up high enough to let the world know that he's with you. I'm going to say that again for the ones in the back. God will let you fall low enough to let you know that you need him. But he'll raise you up high enough to let the world know that he's with you. As I look at this passage, I see me in it so clear. Because every Sunday, I have to, and a lot of times, we all do, we cast our cares upon him. The translation, in some translations, say anxieties. And I'm going to use anxiety for a while because that right there hit, because I got anxiety attacks and stuff like that. So that kind of hit home. That's the wrong one, the first one. Go all the way back. All the way back. When I think of all my anxiety, I think of all the things I feel I can't do, or I can't do them good enough in order for me to do things. I can't handle things. See, anxiety is, when you get anxiety, you feel people looking at you. You feel like you can't overcome certain things. You feel like you can't do certain things. And it feel like it's a weight on you. And it feel like, and it gets you to breathe because you feel like you're going to make a mistake. You feel like something's going to happen, so you have this anxiety attack on you. And it's all around you. And you become fearful of not able to do what someone asks you to do. You become all tensed up. Others may feel as they sweating bullets, as they say, from fear of unknowing what might happen, fear of what others think. See, a lot of times anxiety is more about what we feel others are thinking about us and what we feel we're not able to do. So this is why Paul said, cast all your cares, all your anxieties on God, because when anxiety attacks, it should drive you to seek God, not to run from God. So when you get the feeling like you can't do something, you should seek God. You should get closer to God instead of running from God. When you cast something, it means you throw it. It means you propel with force. You drop something. You shed. So you got to propel those things that you care about. You got to shed those cares off of you and shed them onto God. You need to throw off all our anxieties. Propel those things. Shed those things off. Yes, our anxieties. That's what we got to do. The only way we can cast our anxieties upon God is if we first do what verse 6 say, humble ourselves. You just can't say, here, God, and expect him to do it. Who are you anyway? Who are you to tell God, here's my stuff. Take care of this. Now, you got to humble yourself. You got to come to him correct, in the right way. You got to humble yourself. Therefore, under his mighty hand. You got to. The problem is we don't like the due time part. We don't like the waiting part. So we try to cast without humbling ourselves. And we try and keep our pride. Next slide. See, anxiety and pride, they go together. They go together. They go together. See, we try to keep our pride. See, a lot of times we don't want to ask for help because we're prideful. We don't want to ask for no kind of help. We want to try to keep those things for ourselves. See, so you come up every Sunday and cast, but you keep having your pride, worrying about what people's going to say, who's looking at you. Okay, let's really take a look at this. When you look at anxiety, you see I. You see, go to the next one. I want y'all to really look at this because you see I in the middle. I can't do this. I can't get over that. I can't forgive them. It's all about I. It's just I. It's just I. I can't speak in front of people. I can't do this. I can't go here. I can't let them go. I can't leave that alone right now. It's just I. It's just a bunch of I. And what happens a lot of times, we don't want to let things go. But we got to let these things go. See, a lot of times. Put that slide back up there for me, please. When you come to the altar, you got to cast your things on God. And so when you cast it, you give it to God, and it comes right back to us. That's all right. It came back quick on me. But that's what happens. And it come back and throw you for loose, throw you for circles. So when you cast it, every time we cast something, it comes back because we keep our eye on it. And you cast it, and it come back. We don't ever let it go, really. It always come back to us. So you got to just throw it out there. And don't worry about where it goes. Don't worry about it. But we don't want to do that. We're going to go right on back over here. Because it ain't happened yet. It ain't happened yet. So it ain't happened yet, right? It ain't happened yet. You wait, maybe. You go toward it. You're like, nah, I'm going to go back to church. And you get back there, you pray again about it. You waiting on God. It ain't, let me see. So you go pick that thing right back up. And you got it again. Here that problem go again. All in your face. And you throw it out again and it come back to you again. Over and over and over. You got to learn how to just throw it away. And just let it fly. And let it go. Drop it. Let it go. Don't go picking it up and keeping it. Drop it and let it go. All you got to do is take this thing Come to the altar. Don't matter if it make noise. And just drop it. Don't throw it out there and look at it. Drop it and let it go. Because with the eye. And if you take eye, when you drop it, go to the next slide. If you drop it, you take the eye out of it. And without the eye, you can't have no pride. You can't have anxiety. You can't have nothing. It don't mean nothing no more. It's out your life. If you take the eye out of it, if you take the eye out of your situation and give it to God, then that situation is gone. You got to remove that eye because it's just eye. It's just eye. You got to remove the eye. But we want to keep the eye in there. Because God is supposed to be at the center. See, when you take eye out and put God in the center of our life, then there's no room for I. And your pride, your anxiety, they're gone. So remove the I. It's just I. And replace it with God. And everything will be all right. Amen.